The outbreak of coronavirus has turned the whole world upside down. The outbreak prompted the president to make a pronouncement that there should be a nationwide lockdown in response to the outbreak. The lockdown did not leave out the colleges. It disrupted the programs in terms of teaching and learning. As a result, the principals of TVET colleges decided to come up with ways and means of supporting the students who are at home. The first broadcast of the lessons happened on the 15th of April 2020. I therefore want to request all the students, all the lecturers to commit themselves to watching these programs because these programs are meant for them. After each and every broadcasting, the lessons are sent to the website of TVET. They are also accessible on the website of the colleges. You don't need data to access that. I therefore want to lastly urge you, our students, our lecturers, to ensure that these programs are making an impact on these students, to prepare them for the examination. There is no more time left in the year 2020. Stay home, stay safe.
Hello, dear students. I believe we are all observing the lockdown regulations, which mandates us all to stay at home unless forced by circumstances to go out, like visiting the pharmacists, going to buy groceries, or performing an essential service. The lockdown also mandates us to observe the social distance if we have to leave our homes. And it also mandates us to put on or to wear our face masks whenever we go out. This is necessary to ensure that we do not put our lives as well as the lives of other people at risk. While we are observing this lockdown, it is also important that we do not lose focus with our studies. Hence, the college has come out with this all-important initiative of bringing learning at our doorsteps, or making sure that we are able to learn online while observing the lockdown. We applaud our management for that. Having said that, let me introduce myself. I'm Mr. Munyeki. I'm a lecturer at TVET College, Mangwe campus, offering English First Additional Language. Hence, I'm going to take you through a lesson based on Module 1 of English First Additional Language, and the name of the module is Job Finder. That is Module 1 in your textbook. I believe that in our campuses, both Rustenburg, Mangwe, and Brits, we are using the textbook language hands-on training by future managers. So this lesson will keep on referring to different pages on your textbook. Like I indicated, I'm going to take you through the lesson which is based on Module 1, Job Finder. Now, I know that finding a job is something that is ringing in your ears already as level 4, because now you believe that you are at the tail end of the process. Now you know that at the end of the year you'll be completing your level 4 and you will go out and join a job market. But you will see as I go on that, yes, that is the primary objective, but it's not the main objective that you should go and look for a job. Now, let me start by unraveling or explaining the job finding process, because here we are saying that job finding is a process What do we mean by saying that? We are saying that job finding follows a series of stages. It's not a one-off thing. It is a process. It follows different stages. Please let us note that. Now, I've indicated here on my whiteboard that the first step of job finding process, as we know, is that you complete your education. Like I indicated that you are at the tail end. You are about to complete your level 4. Now, thereafter, you will have to look for adverts that advertise suitable jobs. What do we mean by suitable jobs? Jobs for which you qualify, because here you are studying towards a particular vocation. So after completing your level 4, obviously you will be starting looking for adverts either in newspapers, in your magazines, on television, on the internet, whatever may be the case. Thereafter, the next step will be for you to send in your CV and letter of application, also called a cover letter. Now, obviously, this is the letter that you will write in response to an advert looking for a job. And we know that most of the employers will require that your application letter or your cover letter must be accompanied by your CV, also called a resume. Okay, after this stage, after submitting your application letter and your CV, now we are going to reach a stage in the flow chart that we call a checkpoint. Here, after submission of these documents, you will either be invited for an interview or you will not be invited. So it's two things. Either you are not invited or you are invited for an interview. Unfortunately, if you are not invited, then that is the end of the journey for you. But if you are invited for an interview, it means that the next step for you now is to prepare for and attend that interview. Now, once you are in an interview, again, you will reach the checkpoint where you will either get the job or you will not get the job. This is briefly a flow chart showing the job finding process. For more on this, please go to your textbook, Language Hands-on Level 4, on page 6. The job finding process is shown in detail. Now, I said, and I want to repeat this. As an NCV student, you are being prepared not only to join a job market as a job seeker or as an employee. Yes, that is partly what we are preparing you for, to go and join the job market. But we are also preparing you to be a prospective employer or a job creator. We want our NCV product to be in a position to compete with other employers in the job market. Hence, later in our studies, you will be doing things like proposals, solicited and unsolicited proposals. Hence, we are preparing you to join this job market as an employer or an employee. Now, the lesson that I am going to offer, like I indicated, is on job advertisement. That is, how do we compile a job advertisement? Remember, I said that we are not only preparing you to be an employee, but to be an employer as well. So it may happen that in your workplace there is a vacancy that needs to be filled. And according to the laws of this country, we have a policy known as recruitment and selection policy. Now, that policy mandates every employer to advertise any vacancy that crop up in a job situation. If there's any job vacancy, you have to advertise it so that all the citizens can have an equitable opportunity of applying for that vacancy. Now, how do we compile a job advertisement? There are 8 main points that have to be included in your advertisement, and that is what we are going to look at. Number 1, provide the name of the company. This must be neatly typed in bold letters and written at the top of the page or below the logo of the company if your company has one. Now, still on that, fortunately, as NCV students, you are also doing life orientation. And in life orientation, among other things, you are taught how to type. And also, in level 3, I know that you did adverts. You did advertisements, and you looked at both the classified and the display advert. And you also studied the different features. Please revisit this advert in level 3. I'm just going to mention a few as a form of a revision. One of the features is that you have to use fonts, differentiate. You also have to have enough white space so that your information is not congested. Remember, your advert has to be eye-catching. So please revisit those features of the advert and make sure that you incorporate them in your job adverts. And since I've mentioned that at least you are in a privileged position because I'm certain that you can type, make sure that your advert, the name of the company, it's neatly typed in bold letters below your logo. Number 2, give the location of the job. Where is your company located? So that a prospective employee may know where is this company situated. You can give the address of the company, the physical address, as well as the contact details. Number 3, provide the job title. What are you actually looking for? Are you looking for a chef? Are you looking for a driver? Are you looking for a typist? This must appear so that the prospective job seeker knows what type of an employee the company is looking for. So the job title, very important. Number 4, indicate the nature of the job. What type of a job are you advertising? Is it a permanent job? Is it a temporary job? Is it a contract where the person is going to work for 3 to 6 months and that is the end of the contract? It is very, very important that you specify this in your advert. Remember, someone is employed somewhere and is willing to go for greener pastures. Now he comes across your advert, he says, maybe this is time to move on. Only to find that he now resigns from a permanent job for a contract, which is something that he would not, under normal circumstances, do. So indicate the nature of a job, whether it's a permanent, whether it's a temporary job, or whether it's a contract. Number 5, list the candidate requirements. What do we mean by this? What is required from a candidate who wish to apply for this job? What qualifications are needed? Does the candidate have to send in some references? Indicate all these requirements from a candidate. Number 6, provide a detailed job description. What do we mean by this? Here, we want to know, what must the candidate be expected to do? Or what is it that the candidate must be able to perform? If the candidate is a driver, or if you are looking for a driver, must this person be able to deliver letters around Johannesburg if your company is situated in Johannesburg? That is a job description. The candidate must know that once he is offered this position, this is what he will be expected to perform on a day-to-day basis. Number 7, mention the remuneration package. This is not a secret. If someone applies for a job, he must know how much is he going to earn, as well as other benefits that he will be entitled to. For example, will the candidate be entitled to a company car, to a travel allowance, to a pension scheme, to a medical aid scheme, to the 13th check? These are some of the benefits. Mention those in your advert so that the candidate knows that if I go for this job or for this position, these are some of the benefits that I will enjoy. Lastly, number 8, indicate the steps that the candidate must take to apply for this job. What steps must the candidate take? For example, must the candidate complete a form online? Or must a candidate submit an application letter together with a CV? Make sure that all this information is included in your advert, because if any of this information is omitted, there are chances that people may question your advert, and sometimes to the extreme case, you may be forced to withdraw that advert. Just think about time wasted in withdrawing an advert, because sometimes it may be that you need someone to start immediately. So if you have to go back, re-advertise, then you are going to waste a lot of time. And remember, there is a saying that time wasted is never regained. And also, time like tide waits for no man. So make sure that your advert adhere to all these requirements. Make sure that you include all these requirements in your advert. Now, for more on this lesson on advertisements, please go to your textbook. On page 7, there is an advert there, there is an activity. Thereafter, go to page 8. Answer all the questions that is based on activity 2. I believe this will assist you in preparing for your exams, and your next lesson will be on application letter as well as a CV. Just to recap on everything that we have done thus far, we started with our module on Job Finder, and we said that finding a job is a process. We also referred to the flow chart, which indicates the various steps of job finding, or the various processes that have to be followed in job finding. Thereafter, when we proceeded to a job advert itself, that is how to compile a job advert. I also reminded you about the two adverts that you studied in level 3, that is classified and display adverts, for which I requested you to go and read more on these adverts, because when you are going to compile your job advert, you are going to use those features of the advert that you have studied. And also, you have to make sure that your advert is neat and presentable, and that it is eye-catching, because what you want people to do is to read your advertisement so that they can respond to it. That brings our lesson to an end. Our next lesson will be a follow-up on this lesson. That is where we'll be looking at both the application letter and our curriculum vitae, CV, also known as the resume. I believe this will assist you in preparing for your exams. Until then, good luck moving forward. Thank you.
My name is Ntombi Njangase. I'm the principal of Umgungundlovu TVET College in KwaZulu-Natal, Pietermaritzburg. The coronavirus epidemic and the lockdown that comes with it has actually put the institutions of learning under unprecedented amounts of pressure. The fact that our students cannot physically go to class to attend lessons means that as management of these institutions, we have to put systems in place to make sure that our young people do not lose their academic year. But on the other hand, whilst we do that, we need to make sure that they do not lose their lives in the process. I therefore wish to encourage our students in TVET colleges in particular to take advantage of the lessons that are offered on television. Some of these lessons are offered on YouTube, but you can also find these lessons when you go into the website of the Department of Higher Education and Training. The lessons that are offered on the website of the Department of Higher Education and Training are offered for free. And the manner in which our lecturers responded to the call of supporting our students is highly commendable. As we are going to return from the lockdown, we are going to pull all stops to make sure that the academic program and the academic year is not lost. Save the academic year, save lives.